Who I was before Amy, boy. My grandfather actually was a Baptist pastor. Church on Sunday, church on Monday, church on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, because it was just my mom was so active. She was so involved. It was routine, So I don't think I ever really took on what church was all about until much later in life, when I was on my own kind of like self-defining journey.
Church was always a part of life. It was kind of just in there. I wouldn't say that it was foundational. It was more the act of going to church. I did end up kind of living that double life where I'm going to church, I'm doing all the religion. I had a Bible that my grandparents gave to me when I was about 11, and I would try to read it sometimes. So I was really lost in terms of being an adolescent girl and not having a father that was really present at the time. Always felt the tug of the Lord, always knowing that certain decisions I was making weren't good for me, but it was hard to know any different. Got a job at a finance company in the Valley.
You met this amazing guy. Oh, man.
And I met Josh.
I don't know if we anticipated it to go as fast as it did, but just like that, we went from like, hey, do you want to date, to now we're living together.
Financially, things were a mess. Spiritually, things were a mess. Relationally, things were a mess.
Yeah, at that time, I was nowhere close to being mature. We had been in and out of churches around when we had Josiah especially. It ignited a passion in her to really get back to our spiritual us. We stumbled onto SunValley, and I think she was a little skeptical, like, what have you gotten us into now?
And we are going to church at a high school, and there's cafeteria tables that are benches, and there's a big screen. But it was the most welcoming.
It was.
The whole atmosphere.
I started to discover who I was with the relationships that I was forming with the men here, because the pastor, he challenged me a lot. One day we were having a sit down, he was like, you're still not living the right way. He's like, you're never gonna see God's blessing until you start doing the things the way God wants you to do them versus how you want to do them. So we talked about it, and I moved out of the house, and one of the other men at the church opened up his home to me. I felt like the congregation at SunValley was a bunch of broken individuals creating a body focused on a goal, which was God. And so I'm like, dude, I can be a part of this. They're just like me. My problem isn't unique. God's seen this problem many a times. The people in the church have seen this problem many a times, Josh. They're just willing to talk about it. They're willing to receive the love, and that was what I wasn't doing. So I wasn't able to give her the love she was looking for, give Josiah the love he was wanting, because I wasn't receiving it.
We were just so excited to be a part of this. I had this moment with the Lord. I'm driving home from school and I'm pleading with him, and I remember asking God to refine me and to prune all the parts of me that weren't needed. We just never know how God's going to answer prayers, and he gave his stamp of approval for me to have cancer. I don't know what part of my story in that regard is the most incredible, because it's all incredible, but there was so much support from our church. I mean, Chad says it all the time. It's not a building that you go to, it's a movement you're a part of. And I have never felt that in my life as significantly as I did during that time, not just because of cancer, but because of the whole life process that had been boiling down to this this point in time where things shifted.
Because I mean, there were so many people that I didn't even know just were showing up at our house, giving us food,
Meals,
praying with
people
us.
we didn't even know were bringing meals.
We were at the SunValley transition to a bigger high school, and one of the times Scott and Chad showed up, and just a gang of people. They just wanted to pray with us. They had me up there, and they're praying. And I'm just like, dude, all these people know about our situation, and I'm like, they don't know us, but they're loving us through it. And it wow, I had never seen anything like that. Even being someone that was raised in a church, I had never ever seen such overwhelming support.
Community.
Community, indeed. Yeah, that's the perfect word for that. Yeah.
A couple of the staff members at the time came to the hospital when I was getting my port put in.
Yeah.
And they prayed with us before my surgery. I mean, it was just all the things that, you know, when we think about church and talk about church, I believe,
true relationship. There was no, religion wasn't anywhere close to anything. It wasn't even, it wasn't a part of anything that we were experiencing. It was all relationship.
So then
it was great
to be a part of set up and tear down and those long days and Josh serving students and then us walking through marriage and redemption and moving to another facility and then praying and getting this building. This year is going to be really exciting because it will be my 5th year of being officially cancer-free. So we're excited about that, and to celebrate, God has given us a new baby to come this summer. We also have a 2-year-old daughter that came after cancer as well. I think that we're coming into a season where we're really starting to see an abundance of life change.
I call Casa Grande the island because it's so far. It's in between Tucson and the valley. So we're out here, and it's a lot of times I feel everybody's just searching for something. And then here, man, we found so much.
Without the people praying for SunValley, giving at SunValley, serving at SunValley, God could have definitely chosen some other way to unite Josh and I and redeem us, but he did it through Jesus experienced at SunValley.